Welcome to Mr. Positive Live, your home for positive talk. We're on YouTube at Mr. Positive Live, also on Facebook at Mr. Positive Live.
Subscribe to our YouTube page at Mr. Positive Live. Click on the bell icon and get notified when we go live or post new videos. Today, should you upgrade to the iPhone 17 series of smartphones? Again, there are multiple versions. There are 4 phones they are releasing. They have the iPhone 17 Standard Edition, which will replace the iPhone 16 Standard Edition. Then you'll have the iPhone Air. iPhone Air is basically iPhone 17 Air. It's basically a lighter version of the iPhone 16e, maybe with a better chipset, but overall basically looks like the 16e, but thinner. And then you have the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. Now, the Pro series of smartphones will come in a new orange color. You will also get the same 120 hertz refresh rate. You will get upgraded cameras on both devices. And moving down to the standard series, you're finally going to get ProMotion. These phones have been stuck. The standard iPhone and the Plus model, or the Air, we'll just stick with the standard model. The iPhone 17 has always had a 60 hertz refresh rate. Now they're bumping it up to 120 hertz. That's right. It'll come in multiple new colors and stuff like that. Now, there's no real major design changes at all. They did add a better shatterproof glass on there. So you will get twice the scratch-resistant glass that you had before. So shatterproof glass will be a lot better. And it's got a stronger material. So you will see that. Apple is using its brand new chip for 5G connectivity. They started putting that in the 16e. And they're now going to use that as their in-house chip over the Intel chipset or Snapdragon chip that they were using. So the thing is now, should people purchase this brand new iPhone 17 or should you go with the older iPhones? Now, getting into the older iPhones, if you're on a phone that's like an iPhone 11, that far down, if you're way down on the iPhone 11, 12, a lot of those phones will get iOS 26 or aka iOS 19. Apple calls it iOS 26. They figured, hey, we'll bump it up 7 years, which is stupid. iOS 26 is what it is, so we'll call it that. From what I've been seeing, people that have upgraded their iPhone 11s, even 12s, have seen worse battery life. They've also seen slower performance. So if you have an iPhone 11, keep it on iOS 18 because you're probably not going to want to mess with that. And it was in beta for a while, but now it's actually officially out. So if you have iOS 26 on your phone, maybe don't look to use it because it's going to slow the phone down. I've heard a lot of people complaining about battery life not being as good and it draining a lot quicker on iOS 26. I'm pretty sure Apple will come out with some sort of patch for it and fix that issue on older iPhones. If you're stuck with an iPhone 11, 12, those two lower phones, even the iPhone SE second and third generations, probably avoid the new update. If you're on the second or third generation iPhone SE, you can probably look at upgrading because it does have the same chip as the iPhone 13, so that might be okay. You have a 13, 14, and higher, it's fine to upgrade. Upgrade to that software. If you are looking to upgrade from any of those iPhones to the iPhone 17 or have already pre-ordered the iPhone 17, what are your benefits of upgrading to this newer phone? Well, in a lot of areas, especially if you're coming from an iPhone 12 or 13, you will be getting, again, ProMotion on the standard iPhone. You'll be getting ProMotion, so that's 120 hertz refresh rate. And I'm not sure if this is true, and I've been hearing rumors that they might have bumped the iPhone 17 Pro to 150 hertz or something like that, or 200 hertz. We'll see more about that. I've heard rumors on Reddit. I could be wrong, but we'll find out. They haven't been released yet. Some people have tested the new iPhone 17 Pro that were allowed to go to the event, but that'd be great if you can bump up that to 150 hertz. But I think they're going to be stuck at 120 hertz refresh rate, which is great for the standard ones now too. So you'll get that ProMotion, and it will feel fast and snappy. So if you're coming from, say, an iPhone 13, not the 13 Pro, which already had ProMotion, but the standard one, you will see a big difference. And it's good to see because you're going to see a huge difference going from 60 hertz to 120 hertz or even 90 hertz. It seems a lot faster and a lot snappier than just your standard, like this is 60 hertz here. Just watch how slow this loads up. See? So it's a big difference when you're going from something like this to a 70, this from this 90 hertz, 60 hertz panel that I'm holding here to a 90 hertz panel. So, going from a 60 hertz panel to a 120 hertz panel is going to be a lot faster than going from a 60 hertz to, say, standing to a regular 60 hertz. Now, Apple has been doing this for a long time with their iPhones. They're used to putting 60 hertz panels and selling them for almost $1,000 plus. So now the days of Android putting 90 hertz, 120 hertz, Apple had no choice but to upgrade them. All their other competitors are doing it. You just got to do it. And I know you're going to get a much faster wired charging. We're looking at 68 watts fast charging. 48 watts fast charging. I do apologize. Again, 48 watts fast charging. So you will get 48 watts fast charging on the new iPhones as well, all across the board. So all of them will be a lot quicker when it comes to wired charging. I'm not really sure what the wireless charging will be on them. If they will be 48 watt wireless charging, that is possible too. But I did hear that wired charging will be 48 watts as well. Here's the thing though, even if you buy an Apple product, you're not necessarily going to get that plug in the box. You'll get the wire probably, but you won't get the charger. So if you are expecting to get 48 watt fast charging out of the box, good luck. You will have to purchase extra. You will have to get that from Apple's website or go to the stores and buy it there. So kind of a knockoff, rip-off right there, but Apple is giving you faster charging with 48 watt fast charging. You will be getting a better camera setup all across the board. All of the standard models will be getting 48 megapixel cameras. The Air will be getting one camera, still 48 megapixels though, which is nice to see. You will be losing that extra camera, but supposedly kind of like the iPhone 16e, they're able to get away with selling a phone with $600 with only one camera, supposedly can do what two lenses can do. Remember, it's one camera. It's not going to be as good as two. I don't care how good AI is. And, again, this is basically a slimmed down iPhone 16e with the dynamic island, and you only get one camera. So, again, they're going to try to sell this one for around $700-800, kind of a ripoff, but it is thinner and slimmer. It does replace the iPhone 16 Plus. You will see that. I would say avoid buying any of these phones until they've been released. Again, as soon as you buy a new iPhone, they're already processing the next one. So it's not really, you're never ahead of the game. You buy it 6 months later, they're already making the new one. So it is hit or miss. I would say right now, if you're coming from an iPhone 15, even the 14, if you have a 14 Plus, 14, 15, avoid get the 16, avoid the 17. It's not worth paying $1,400 for a 17 Pro Max. Yes, it's going to have a much better camera setup than the 16, but it doesn't mean, depending if you're doing a lot of digital content or, video content, I would say for now, avoid it. If you're on older iPhones, like iPhone 11, 12, until they can get iOS 26 figured out, I would avoid downloading that to your iPhone 11 or even 12. I've heard people complaining again about bad battery life, drains quick. I'm sure Apple will come up with some sort of software fix for that. If you're doing the beta or if you have downloaded the software, just be aware people have complained about it. So again, for now, I would avoid the iPhone 17s. They look cool. The Pro model does get the A19 Pro chip. All the phones will get A19. You'll get standard A19 on the 17. The Air will get the A19 Pro chip, and you will get the standard A19 Pro chip on the Pro and Pro Max. So should be a decent overall setup. We'll see what Apple does with iOS 26 or AKA iOS 19 to see if they can fix those bugs so that you can update your phones to a better version of iOS. Or stick with iOS 18. It's not like it's that outdated. For Mr. Positive Live, I'm Mr. Positive. Yeah, if you're interested, if you've already pre-ordered the iPhone 17s, great. Tell us what you think down below in the comments. And yeah, I'm always interested in see what people like about the new iPhones. I think the camera setup, it's a refresher. I do think the 17 Pro Max would be the one if you're going to upgrade, especially if you're coming from a 13 Pro. If you're coming from 11 Pro Max, 12 Pro Max, then the 17 would be a huge upgrade. Have a great day.
So here are some of the images from the new iPhone 17 Pro series of phones. We're also going to show you that it's going to have a 120 hertz refresh rate. That new camera design looks pretty cool too. Here's the same. It's got 120 hertz refresh rate with Ceramic Shield 2, and it's a lot more durable and stuff like that.